Hello everybody, Scooty007 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 7-15 Colorado Rockies taking on the 14-8 Los Angeles Dodgers. This is game one of a three-game series between the Rockies and the Dodgers. It's an NL West matchup. Who's going to come out on top? Will it be the Rockies? Will it be the Dodgers? We're going to find out in 9 innings time. And here is the starting lineup for the Colorado Rockies. Leading off the center fielder, Scott Posnick. Batting second, the shortstop, Troy Tulowitzki. Batting third, the first baseman, Todd Helton. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the left fielder, Matt Holliday. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Garrett Atkins. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Brad Hallpie. Batting seventh, the catcher, Jorvit Toreba. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Jason Nix. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Yombaldo Jimenez. On the mound for the Dodgers, it is Hiroki Kuroda. He'll come into the game with a starting ERA of a 3.37. 2 wins and 1 loss. He's pitched 26 2/3 of an inning, allowed 21 hits, 23 strikeouts, and 4 walks. We're here at historic Dodgers Stadium, which will add a +1 to strikeouts, but it takes away a -2 from strikes and nothing to home runs. And with that, home plate umpire dusts off home plate as Scott Posnick steps up into the batter's box, and we are ready to play. Scott Posnick batting a .313. Rockies looking to snap their 4-game losing streak. And that is going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is going to be a strikeout on a 1 to 10. The 20 is too high. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. It's a power hit to Perry. On a 1, it's a single. On a 2 to 10, it's a double. 11 to 13, it's going to be a triple. It's a 1, and that's going to be good enough for a base hit. And Posnick will lead up. We'll start this game off with a base hit. And with that, Troy Tulowitzki now steps up into the batter's box. He's batting a .222. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Los Angeles Dodgers. We've got Perry out there in left field. Jones will be in center. Ether out there in right field. Going around the horn, we've got Garcia on third. Foucault will be at short. Kent at second. Lonely will be at first. Martin will be behind the plate. And Kuroda is on the mound. Strategy rolls a 13. Troy Tulowitzki up. He's batting a .222, strategy rolls a 13, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. It's a range play. So in a range play, we're going to check the first number of the defense and position, and whose range are we checking. Meanwhile, the infield is at double play depth. The strategy roll was a 13. Rockies holding off on Strat. And that is going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. That's a pop-up to Foucault. Foucault's range is on a 1 to 2. It's a 2. He'll make the catch. And with that, Foucault is 4 for 9 on his range plays. Todd Helton batting a .293. 1 out, runner on first. Strategy roll is a 14. Rockies holding off. The infield still at double play depth. And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. That is a split result. So when we roll a split result, we'll look to see if the batter is a left or right-handed batter. In this case, he's a left-handed batter. So on the pitcher card, we will look to the left-handed side of the slash. That is a double star, and that's going to be a ground ball. Now, in the tabletop game, when you roll a double star off the pitcher card, you will roll 1d6 to determine the auto out line. That's what the double star line is. It is an auto out, and that is going to go in the PC game. It will randomly choose it. It's a ground ball to Garcia Pia. Not enough for the double play. Colorado will give a -1. Kent gives a -1. That is a -2. Ground double play rating is a 2, with Kent being the pivot. We roll 1d6 against the ground double play rating, and in this case, the result is higher than the ground double play rating. So therefore, it will be a force out at second. And Hilton is on. So it's a fielder's choice. And that is going to bring up Matt Holliday, 2 outs and runner on first. And with 2 outs, we add a +1 to the base run rating. Matt Holliday batting a .333. Strategy roll is a 9. And that is going to be a 5-2. Column 5, row 2. It's a range play at the ballpark. So anytime the result of the dice give you the @ symbol on the pitcher card, you resolve the play using the ballpark card. We're going to go to Dodger Stadium, and then it's going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. It's a ground ball down the first baseline to Lonely. He'll make the catch. But it's a range play. His range is on a 1-3. That is a 5. That's going to be good for a single. Hilton will go to second, but does he pick up third? He'll go from first to third on a 2 through 6. Base run rating is a 2. And with that, we have runners on the corners. And when there's 2 outs, we add a +1 to the base run rating. Garrett Atkins is up. He's batting a .386. Strategy roll is a 10, so the Rockies right now are holding off on strategy. Infield, by the way, is at normal depth. And that is going to be a 4-3. Column 4, row 3, that is a blank. And that is going to be a 6-2. Column 6, row 2, line drive up the middle to Kuroda. He'll make the catch, throw it over to Loney, and that'll be out number 3. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors, and the Rockies will leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Leading off the shortstop, Rafael Foucault. Batting second, the center fielder, Andrew Jones. Batting third, the third baseman, Norma Garcia Pia. Batting fourth, the second baseman, Jeff Kent. Batting fifth, the first baseman, James Loney. Batting sixth, the catcher, Russell Martin. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Andre Ether. Batting eighth, the left fielder, Juan Perry. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Hiroki Kuroda. On the mound for the Rockies, it is Yumbaldo Jimenez. He'll come into today's game with a starting ERA of a 2.64. 3 wins and no losses. He's pitched 27 1/3 of an inning, allowed 17 hits, 27 strikeouts, and 12 walks. And with that, Rafael Foucault steps up. He's batting at .360, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a walk on a 1-14 for Foucault. That is a 2, and that is going to be a walk. And Foucault will trot on down to first, and as he does, let's take a look at the starting defense for the Colorado Rockies. Holiday out there in left field. Posnick will be in center. Holpy at right. Going around the horn, we've got Atkins at third. Tulutsky will be on at short. Nix on second. Hilton will be at first. Torreba will be behind the plate, and Jimenez will be on the mound. Andrew Jones up. He's batting a 187. Strategy roll is an 8, and here is the pitch, 18, and the Dodgers holding off, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That's going to be another walk on a 1-12. The 13 is too high. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. That is a single out there to Posnick. Smacks a single out there in the center field. For Call will go to second. Does he pick up third? Does he pick up any extra bases? We'll roll for runner advancement. Base run rating is a 1. That is a 5. It's a -2 from first to third. Hit out there to center field. Roll 1D. If the roll is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, the runner will advance. Otherwise, they hold. And he will hold. That is a 5 on the red die. The base run rating is a 1. And with the third baseman, Norma Garcia-Pia, is now up. He's batting a 345. Strategy roll is a 12, infield at double play depth, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. It's a possible error on a throw. So that means we're going to check the number in the brackets, and that's going to be a 5-1, column 5, row 1, ground ball to Tulutsky to the shortstop. He'll make the catch. Error range is on a 1-5. That is a 4. It's in his error range. It's a throwing error. He throws it wide. Nix can't get it. It's a one-base error for throwing. And that is Tulutsky's 4th error in this replay. And that loads the bases. Jeff Kent is up. Kent batting a 265. Strategy roll is a 2, and here is the pitch. Infield playing in, no outs, bases loaded. And that is going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2, hit by pitch. It's a 14. Jimenez will add a +3. The 15 is too high. And that is going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. It's a fly ball back there to center field. Posnick goes back, makes the catch. And that is an out. And with that, roll 1d6. Roll 1d6 is less than the SF rating of the batter plus the mod. Runner scores. So sacrifice rating is the SF rating is a 3. And that we have a 2. It's hit out there to Posnick. The die roll is a 2. That is less than that. Foucault will score. And with that, the Dodgers get on the board. It's 1-0. And that is going to bring up James Lonely. Lonely batting a 277. 1 out. Runners on first and second. Strategy roll is an 8. And the infield is at double play depth. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. And that is going to be an error on a possible error on a ground ball. And that is going to be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. It's a base hit past second base. Error range for Nix is a 0. That is a 2. No error there. And once again, that loads the bases up. Jones will hold at third. And next up, Russell Martin. Martin batting a .388. Strategy roll is a 14, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1-8. The 18 is too high. And that is going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. Double star 2. It's a ground ball to the shortstop, to Talutsky. Talutsky will make the catch. And will they go for the double play from first to home? No, they will not. So with that, the out will be at first. Jones will score. Garcia-Pia goes to second. Goes to third. Jones will go to second. 2 outs. Runners on second and third. It's 2-0 Dodgers. And with that, Andrew Ether is up. He's batting a .338. Strategy rolls a 16, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a blank. Now, we consider that a blank right now because Jimenez has not faced his allotted number of batters. And that is going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. It's a ground ball to Nix. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So 2 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error, and 2 left on for the Dodgers. After 1, it's Dodgers 2, Rockies nothing. We go to the top of the second. It's Brad Alpine, Yorvit Toreba, and Jason Nix due up for the Rockies. Brad Alpine batting a .323. And the pitch, 6-2, column 6, row 2. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? It's a ground ball to Kent. 1-1, column 1, row 1, ground ball to Kent. Kent's range is on a 1-2. That is a 2. Kent will make the catch. Throw it over to Loney. And that is out number 1. He's 3 for 6 right now in the replay on his range plays. Yorvit Toreba batting a .170. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a blank. Toreba 6-2, column 6, row 2. It's a line drive to the third baseman, Garcia-Pia. He'll make the catch, throw it over to Loney, and that is out number 2. 2 up, 2 down, and here comes Jason Nix. Nix batting a .167. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6, strikeout on a 1-17. The 20 is too high. 3-3, column 3, row 3, and that's going to be a ground ball up the middle to Kuroda. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So the Dodgers retire the Rockies in order, 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the second. Juan Perry, Hiroki Kuroda, and Rafael Foucault due up for the Dodgers. Juan Perry batting a .150. And that is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. So, same thing as the splits off of the pitcher card. On the batter card, we will look to see if the pitcher is a left or right-hander. In this case, Jimenez is a right-handed pitcher. So on the batter card, we're going to look to the right-handed side of the slash. And in this case, it's a ground ball to Talutsky. And that will put 1 away. Kuroda is up. He's batting an .091. And the pitch. 5-3, column 5, row 3, at the ballpark. We're going to go to Dodger Stadium, and that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. That's a base hit out down to center field. And Colorado will lead off, gets on with a base hit. Top of the order, Rafael Foucault with a walk and a run scored. Strategy rolls a 13, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. That is a walk, but a 1-14 to 17 is too high. And that is going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. Ground ball to Nix. Double play chance. No, that is a 3. It's a 3. Tulutsky being a 0 for the pivot there on the shortstop. Kuroda, that is a 0 with a roll of a 6 on the play for the double play. The play is only at first, so Kuroda will go to second, and the out happens at first. So could not get the play in time. Tulutsky, Kuroda beat the throw to the plate, to the bag, but they managed to get Foucault out at first. Andrew Jones is up. He's 1 for 1 with a run scored. Strategy rolls a 19, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a blank. 2-4, column 2, row 4. It's a ground ball to the shortstop, Tulutsky. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. And that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on. We go after 2. It's Dodgers 2, Rockies nothing. We go to the top of the 3rd. Gilberto Jimenez, Scott Posnick, and Troy Tulutsky due up for the Rockies. Gilberto Jimenez batting a .222. And that is going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. That is a walk. On a 1-3, the 11 is too high. And that is going to be a ground ball up the middle to Kuroda. He'll make the catch. And that puts 1 away. Top of the order, Scott Posnick is 1 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. Ground ball up the middle to Kent. Kent will make the catch. And that puts 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, Troy Tulutsky, who is 0 for 1 today, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 4, row 6, strikeout. On a 1-9, that is a 7, struck him out. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Dodgers retire the Rockies in order. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's going to be Norma Garcia-Pia, Jeff Kent, and James Loney due up for the Dodgers. Norma Garcia-Pia 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. That is a double question mark. And when we run the play results on a double question mark, we do resolve that. On a 1-8, it is a base hit for Garcia-Pia. As it smacks it right through the pitcher, and Garcia-Pia will lead off the bottom of the 3rd with a base hit. Garcia Pugh, strategy roll is a 1. It's a steal attempt. They are not going to send him on that. And that is a 3-6. Column 3, row 6. Possible error on a ground ball. And that is going to be a 6-2. Column 6, row 2. It's a line drive down the third baseline to Atkins. No double play there. Makes the out. And puts 1 away. The infield is at double play depth. Strategy rolls at 11. James Loney up. Loney is 1 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. It's a strikeout on a 1-8. That is a 3. Struck him out. And that puts 2 away, and Russell Martin 0 for 1 with an RBI. Strategy roll is a 14, 2 outs, runner on first, and the pitch. That is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3, strikeout on a 1-8. The 20 is too high. And that is going to be a 5-3. It's a ground, column 5, row 3. Ground ball to Delutsky. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Dodgers. After 3, it's Dodgers 2, Rockies nothing. We go to the top of the 4th. Todd Hilton, Matt Holliday, and Garrett Atkins due up for the Rockies. Todd Hilton 0 for 1. Here is the pitch. Pitch 1-1, column 1, row 1. That is going to be a walk on a 1-14. That is a 5, and that'll be good for a walk. And that is the first walk allowed by Kuroda. Strategy roll is a 3 as Matt Holliday comes up. Holliday is 1 for 1. He's batting, he's 1 for 1, and here is the pitch. Infield, by the way, at double play depth. And that is going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1-10. The 12 is too high. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4. Whoop, hold on. Column 4, row 2. It's the wrong, clicked on the wrong thing there. And that is going to be, I clicked the wrong box. Good thing I was able to click on the right box. 4-2, power hit to Jones. On a 1-9, it's a single. 10-11, it's a double. 12, it's a triple. The die roll is a 10. So therefore, it's a double. And it's a 1-humper off the wall. We'll roll for runner advancement. However, Hilton's base run rating is a 0. And according to the charts here, if the base run rating, the adjusted base run rating, is less than 1, the runner holds. So no advancement there. They'll hold the runners. Jones throws it back into Foucault. There is no out on that. So we're going to redo that play there. Yes. So we're going to redo the play on that one. And that is a 2-2. That is a strikeout. On a 1-10, that is a strikeout on a redo of the play there. There we go. Strikeout. Garrett Atkins is up. He's 0 for 1. 1 out, runner on second. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that's going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. Line drive to Garcia Pia down the third baseline. His range is on a 1-2. That's a 5. Garcia Pia can't make the catch. He dives for it. It rolls past him. It's a fair ball. And that is going to be a single on a 5-20. It is a single. Hilton will go over to second. He'll hold. As Garcia Pia gets it, throws it over to Foucault to hold the runners. And Garcia Pia is 0 for 1 on his range plays. Brad Hallpie up. He's 0 for 1. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Strategy rolls a 12, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-1. Column 5, row 1. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? Power hit to Jones. And that is going to be a double for Jones. A double for Hallpie. However, does it hold up? Jones's range is on a 1-3. It's a 5. Jones can't get it. It's a one-humper off the wall. And with that, we have Hallpie with an RBI double. Hilton will come home to score. The Rockies are on the board. It's 2-1. Yorvit Toreba is up. He's 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Strategy roll is a 6. And that is going to be a 5-5. Column 5, row 5. That is a walk on a 1-5. The 8 is too high. And that is going to be a 5-4. Column 5, row 4. Ground ball down the first baseline to Garcia Pia. He'll make the catch. Now, they're going to try to score the runner? Yes, they are. Will the defense go for the auto out at first? Yes. They are going to go for the out at first. Atkins scores. Hallpie goes to third, and the out is at first, and the Rockies have tied this game up at 2. We are tied up. Jason Nix 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-3. Column 6, row 3 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Dodger Stadium for this play. And that is going to be a 2-4. Column 2, row 4. On a 1-3, it's a single. 4-7, it's a triple. And 8 is a home run. It's a 10. It's a fly out to Perry. Perry goes back, makes the catch at the track. And that will retire the side. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on for the Rockies. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Andre Ether, Juan Perry, and Hiroki Kuroda due up for the Dodgers. We're tied up at 2. Andre Ether is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-3. Column 3, row 3. That is a walk plus. Now, on a walk plus, we add 10 minus the 2 from Dodger Stadium. So we're adding 8 to the walk range. That makes it a 20. That is a 20, and that's going to be good for a walk. So with that, Ether will trot on down to first. Juan Perry comes up. Perry is 0 for 1. Strategy roll 13, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-5. Column 3, row 5, strikeout. That is a 4. The 16 is too high. And that is going to be a 5-6. Column 5, row 6, line drive to Nix. And that is an out. However, we will check to see is the runner doubled up. It is not. It's a 3. So that is an out. 1 away, and that's going to bring up Kuroda batting a 167. Strategy roll is a 10, and here is the pitch. Kuroda 1-2, column 1, row 2. It's a wild pitch. On a 1-12, it's a wild pitch. On a 13-15, it's a passed ball. That is a 19, nothing happens. And that is going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. Line drive to Nix. And this time the runner is doubled up, and that is an out. And they turn the double play. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on for the Dodgers. After 4, we're tied at 2. We go to the top of the 5th. Yambaldo Jimenez, Scott Posnick, and Troy Tulowitzki due up for the Rockies. Jimenez 0 for 1. And that is going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. And that's going to be a ground ball to Kent. Kent will make the catch and puts one away. We go to the top of the order. Scott Posnick, 1 for 2. And here is the pitch. Posnick 3-3, column 3, row 3. Possible error. And that is going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. That's a ground ball to Garcia-Pia. His error range is on a 1 to 14. It's a 9. It's an error. Garcia-Pia will make an error. He'll boot the ball. That's a 1-base error. And Posnick will get on with an E5. Mark that one down. E5 as Troy Tulowitzki comes up. Tulowitzki is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Strategy roll is a 14. In for that double play. Rockies holding off on that. And that is going to be a 4-3. Column 4, row 3. That is a blank. 3-2. Column 3, row 2. It's a double out there in the right field to Ether. Down the... And with that, let's check for runner advancement. Posnick will go to third, Tulowitzki to second. We have a 1, so we are going to check the second die roll. And on both of these, the lead runner will advance. So Posnick scores. Rockies have taken the lead. Now we'll check for Tulowitzki. And if the roll is less than or equal to, that is a 3. That is a 1. He will advance on the throw. Tulowitzki picks up the extra base. It's an... And the Rockies have a 3-2 lead. Of a 1-run lead. Todd Hilton, 1 out, runner on third. Strategy roll is a 10. Hilton 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a double star. Hilton, remember, is a left-handed batter. So on the pitcher card, on a split result like this, we do look to the left-handed side of the slash. It's a ground ball to Foucault. And are they going to score the runner? Yes, they are. Will they go for the auto out? They are. So with that, Hilton out at first. However, Tulowitzki scores. It's 4-2 Rockies. Matt Holliday 1 for 2 today with a strikeout. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. This time it is a strikeout. Holliday being a right-handed batter, so on the pitcher card we will look to the right-handed side of the slash. On a 1 to 10, that is a 7. Struck him out! And let's see, do we need to make any changes? No, we don't. So 2 runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. Go to the bottom of the 5th. None left on for the Rockies. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Rafael Foucault, Andruw Jones, Norma Garcia-Pia due up for the Dodgers. Top of the order, Rafael Foucault. Yambaldo Jimenez can face 8 more batters before he's considered tired. Rafael Foucault is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. That is a strikeout. We ignore the home run for right now because Jimenez is not tired. On a 1-8, that is a 6. Struck him out. And that's his second strikeout of the game. Andruw Jones is 1 for 2 with a run scored. And the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. That is a strikeout. On a 1-18, that is a 7. Struck him out. 2 up, 2 down. Norma Garcia-Pia, 1 for 2, and here is the pitch. 2 up, 2 down. And that is going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. Garcia-Pia being a right-handed batter. So on the pitcher card, we look to the right-handed side of the slash. It's a strikeout plus. We add 10. We add 11 to that range. That makes it a 14. That's a 13. Struck him out! And with that, Jimenez has struck out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors as the Dodgers go down in order. After 5, it's Rockies 4, Dodgers 2. We go to the top of the 6. Garrett Atkins, Brad Hallpie, Jorvik Toreba due up for Colorado. And with that, Kuroda can face 3 more batters before he's considered tired. The bullpen for the Dodgers starting to warm up. Garrett Atkins, 1 for 2 with a run scored. And that is going to be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? A 1-3, column 1, row 3. That's going to be a base hit to Foucault. His range is on a 1-3. That is a 6. It gets past him. That's good for a base hit. And Atkins leads off with a base hit in here at the top of the 6th. Foucault is 4 for 10 on his range plays. Brad Hallpie, 1 for 2 with a double and an RBI. Strategy roll is a 6, and here is the pitch. Kuroda down to 2 batters left that he can face before he's considered tired. 2-2, column 2, row 2. That is a strikeout. On a 1-15, that is a 2. Struck him out. And with that, Jorvik Toreba is up. He's 0 for 2 with an RBI. Strategy roll is a 5, and here is the pitch. Infield, by the way, is at double play depth. (3-1). Column 3, row 1, that is a blank. And that is a 5-4, column 5, row 4. Ground ball down the third baseline to Garcia-Pia. He'll make the catch. And we'll check for a double play. That's a -1. That makes it a -2. Ground double play rating becomes a 2. We take 1d6, roll it against the ground double play rating, and therefore it is a 1. That is a 2. That is a double play. It's a 4-6-3 double play. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Jeff Kent, James Loney, and Russell Martin due up for the Dodgers. Jeff Kent, 0 for 1 with an RBI. And here is the pitch. 5-5, column 5, row 5, strikeout. On a 1-6, that is a 3. Struck him out. And that puts one away. James Loney is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And that is going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4, strikeout. On a 1-8, the 17 is too high. That is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1, double star 5. It's a ground ball to Atkins. Atkins will make the catch, throw it over to Hilton, and that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and Russell Martin is up. Martin 0 for 2 with an RBI, and here is the pitch. Martin 3-4, column 3, row 4, range play at the ballpark, Dodger Stadium, and that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2, fly ball back there to Holiday. His range is on a 1-3. It's a 5. Holiday can't make the catch, and that's going to be good for a single. On a 5-20, on a D20, it becomes a single. So Martin will get on, keeps the inning alive for the Dodgers. Holiday right now is 8 for 13 on range plays. Strategy roll is a 20. It's a pickoff attempt. Anytime a 20 comes up on the strategy die, it is a pickoff attempt. So on a 1-4, it's a pickoff. On a 5, it's a pickoff error. It's a 6. Nothing happens. And that is going to be 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a blank. And that is going to be 2-3, column 2, row 3. It's a base hit down the first base slide. Martin will go to second, but does he pick up third? He'll go from first to third on a base run rating of a 2-6. That is a 4. And he will advance. So runners on the corners for the Dodgers. And that is going to bring up Juan Perry. Perry, 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1, home run chance on a 1-18. That's a 13. It's in range. That is a 4. Nothing happens there for the home run. That is a 1. The 4 is too high. So we will check the 5-4 here. Column 5, row 4. Jimenez being a right-handed pitcher. It's a ground ball up the middle to Jimenez. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on for the Dodgers. After 6, it's Rockies 4, Dodgers 2. We go to the top of the 7th. Jason Nix, Humberto Jimenez, and Scott Posnick due up for the Rockies. And with that, we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Dodgers. Kuroda is done after 6 innings. Let's see who the Dodgers are going to bring in there. They are going to bring in great. Where were they at in the lineup? They're actually at, so they're going to need someone short here. They're going to bring in Scott Albert. Albert going to come into the game. Comes in the game with an 18 ERA, no wins, and no wins, no losses. He's pitched 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, and no walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Kuroda, he went 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and leads the game with an ERA of a 3.58. Now, Scott Albert does have a special K rating. We will talk about that when it comes up. Jason Nix, 0 for 2. He's going to go with 8, 9, and 1 in the lineup. Nix, 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5, strikeout plus. On a 1 to 27, that is a 2. Struck him out. And that is going to bring up Yambato Jimenez. Jimenez, are they going to let him take the hit? They are not. Jimenez done as well. So we're going to bring in Willie Travers to pitch it. Travers will come into the game with a 2.69 ERA. He's batting a 269. That's what I meant to say. 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a double question mark. Single on a 1 to 13. 17, too high. 7, inside the range of the special K. Struck him out. And that'll be 1 away. 2 away. We go to the top of the order. Scott Posnick, 1 for 3 with a run scored. And that is going to be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. Possible error on a throw, 12, outside of the range of the special K. Double star 4. It's a ground ball to Foucault. Error range is a 6. No error there. He'll throw him out. And that will retire the side. And Singh, take me out to the ball game. And that'll be no runs, no hits, no errors as the Dodgers retire the Rockies in order. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's Scott Albert, Rafael Foucault, and Andrew Jones due up for the Dodgers. And with that, Rockies are going to go to the bullpen as well. And they are going to bring in Kip Wells. Kip Wells is going to come into the game. He comes into the game with an ERA of a 5.24. 1 win, 1 loss. He's pitched 10 1/3 innings. Allowed 7 hits, 9 strikeouts, and 5 walks. Let's take a look at the stats real quick. For Jimenez, he went 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and an ERA of a 2.70. With that, Albert not going to take... Well, let's take a look at the box score of this game after 6.5 have been played here at Dodger Stadium. The Rockies scored 2 runs in the 4th and 2 runs in the 5th. 4 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. The Dodgers scored 2 runs all the way back in the 1st inning, 2 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. As well, with that, Scott Albert not going to take the hit. And they're going to bring in Mark Sweeney. Sweeney going to pinch hit here. He's batting a 125, and here is the pitch. Sweeney, 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a strikeout. On a 1 to 15, that is a 9. Struck him out. 1 away, and we go to the top of the order. Rafael Foucault, 0 for 2 with a walk, a run, and a strikeout. He is going to take the hit. He's a switch hitter, so he's batting left. And that is going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. That is a walk on a 1-14. The 9 in range, and that is going to be good for a walk. And that will make... So, runner on first. Strategy roll is a 13 with 1 out. Infield at double play depth. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. Strikeout on a 1-18. That is an 8. Struck him out. And that'll be 2 away. Norma Garcia Pia is up. He's 1 for 3 with a strikeout. And here is the pitch. Garcia Pia, 1-2-5, column 2, row 5, walk plus on a 1-16. That is a 5. That'd be good for a walk. All right, strategy roll is a 20. Runners on first and second. On a 1-6, it's a pickoff. It's a 16. Nothing happens. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5, strikeout. On a 1-6, the 13 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. It's a line drive to Atkins. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, and 2 left on for the Dodgers. After 7, it's Rockies 4, Dodgers 2. We go to the top of the 8th. Troy Tulowitzki, Todd Hilton, and Matt Holliday due up for the Rockies. And with that, we're going back to the bullpen for the Dodgers. And with that, they're going to bring in Scott. Yeah, Scott's going to come into the game. Comes into the game with no ERA. He's pitched 3 1/3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. For Scott, taking a look at the stats here for the other Scott Albert. He went 1 inning, allowed 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a 9.0. Troy Tulowitzki is going to face 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup. Troy Tulowitzki, 1 for 3 today with a double, a strikeout, a run, and an RBI. And the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That is a strikeout on a 1-9. That is a 9. Struck him out. And that'll be 1 away, and that's going to bring up Todd Hilton. Hilton is 1 for 2 with a walk, a run, and an RBI. They are going to let Hilton take the hit. Yeah, that's going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. It's a wild pitch. And we're going to roll for the batter. And that is going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. Line drive to Kent. Kent will make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Matt Holliday up. Holliday is 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Holliday gonna take the hit. And that's gonna be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. That is a strikeout. On a 1-10, that is a 10. Struck him out. So no runs, no hits, no errors as the Dodgers retire the Rockies. In order, we go to the bottom of the 8th. James Loney, Russell Martin, and Andre Ether due up for the Dodgers. And with that, we do have a couple changes here. Hall Pie coming out at right field. And they are going to bring in Seth Smith is going to take over at third base. Clint Burns is going to take over at third base. That is the only changes they're going to make. Everyone else is good where they are. So Smith out there in right field. Barnes will be at third. Kip Wells is done as a pitcher. And they are going to bring in Brian Frutenis. Frutenis will come into the gate. He will relieve Kip Wells. Brian Frutenis comes into the game with a 1.23 ERA. No wins, no losses, 3 saves, 7 1/3 of an innings he's pitched, allowed 4 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here for Kip Wells, he went 1 inning, allowed 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a 4.78. James Loney, 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Only going to take the hit. And that is going to be a 2-3. Column 2, row 3, home run chance. That is a 0, no home run there. And that is going to be a 4-1. Column 4, row 1, double star 5. Fly ball back there to Posnick. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Russell Martin, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Martin going to take the hit. And that is going to be a 6-1, column 6, row 1, strikeout on a 1-16. That is a 12. Struck him out. And Andre Ether going to come up. Ether not going to take the hit here. Ether is 1 for 2 today with a walk and not going to take the hit. So they're going to bring in Matt Kemp. Matt Kemp going to come in to pinch hit. And here is the pitch. Kemp batting a 309. 3-1. Column 3, row 1. That's a strikeout. On a 1-14, that is a 3. Struck him out. And with that, at right field, Matt Kemp going to go right into the right field at second base. They're going to bring in Angel Baroda. Take over at second. So those are the changes. Kemp now playing in right field, and Angel will be at second base. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the top of the 9th after 8. Rockies 4, Dodgers 2, and it's Clint Barnes, Seth Smith, and Yorda Toreba due up for the Rockies. And Scott not going to continue on here. The Dodgers are going back to their bullpen. And they're going to bring on Chin-Ho Park. Park, no ERA, 2 wins, no losses. He's pitched 5 1/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Clint Barnes had to go 184 as he steps up into the batter's box. But let's take a look here at the stats for Scott. He went 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, no ERA. Taking a look at the box score, after 8 have been played, Rockies have a 2-run lead. They scored 2 runs in the 4th, 2 runs in the 5th, 4 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. The Dodgers scored a run, 2 runs all the way back in the 1st inning. It's 2 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. But will we see some 9th inning magic? 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Rockies. And here is the pitch to Clint Barnes. 1-1, column 1, row 1. That is a strikeout on a 1-11. The 12 is too high. 4-2, column 4, row 2. That's going to be good for a base hit down the third baseline to Garcia-Pia. And with that, Barnes is on with a base hit. Seth Smith batting a .286. And here is the pitch. That is going to be a 3-4. Column 3, row 4. That is a walk on a 1-12. That is a 3. And that's going to be good for a walk. So runners on first and second. Yorvit Torreba is up. He's 0 for 3 today, but he does have an RBI. And they're not going to let him take the hit. Torreba done. And they're going to bring in Jeff Baker. Baker's going to pinch hit here. He's batting a .238. Baker. 2-6, column 2, row 6, possible error on a throw. And that is going to be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. It's a pop up to Garcia-Pia. He'll make the catch and that'll put 1 away. By the way, strategy rolls are turned off. It's a 2-run game. So we take that 2, add it to the inning that we're in. We're in the 9th inning. And if the number you get is higher than 10, there is no strategy until we bring that number down. Jason Nix, 0 for 3 today. Is Nix going to take the hit? He is. 3-5, column 3, row 5, possible error. Power hit to Jones. So on a 1-7, it's a single. 8-13, it's a double. It's a 13, it's a double. And Jones's error range is on a 1-2. That is a 12. No error there. And the Rockies tack on another run. It's 5-2. Brian Frutten is not taking the hit. They're going to bring in Joe Koshansky to come in to hit. First time we're seeing Joe. He's actually played in 2 games. This is his first at-bat. Joe, 3-1, column 3, row 1. That's a strikeout on a 1-25. That is a 16. Struck him out. And with that, we go to the top of the order. Scott Posnick, 1 for 4 today with a run. And here is the pitch. Posnick, 2, 4, 6, column 4, row 6, hit by pitch. Cho will give a +1. That makes it a 5. The 7 is too high. And that is going to be a 4, 6, column 4, row 6. It's a ground ball to Angel. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on for the Rockies. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Juan Perry, Chin Ho Park, and Rafael Foucault do up for the Dodgers. And with that, we're going to bring in Manuel Carapaz. He's going to come in for the close. So for catcher, we're going to bring in Chris as the new catcher. So Anita will be behind the plate now. Juan Perry up to bat. He is 0 for 3. Manuel Carapaz comes into the game with an 8.28 ERA. 1 win, no losses, 1 save. He's pitched 8 2/3 of an inning, allowed 14 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Brian, he went 1 inning, allowed 1 strikeout, and ERA of a 1.08. Juan Perry 0 for 3. Perry going to take the hit, not taking the hit here. They're going to bring in Llewellyn Young to pinch it. Switch hitter. Young batting a .333. 4-5, column 4, row 5. That's a strikeout on a 1-16. That is a 6. Struck him out. And that's 1 away. Chin Ho Park not taking the hit here as well. And they're going to bring in Blake DeWitt. DeWitt going to pinch it here for Chin. He's batting a .231. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. Blake being a left-handed batter. On the pitcher, we look to the left-handed side. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. Power hit to Smith. It's a 6, it's a single. And DeWitt is on with a base hit. And they're going to bring in Jason Repenko to pinch run here. Top of the order, 1 out, runner on first. Rafael Foucault, 0 for 2, with 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 1 run. They're going to let him take the hit. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. Infield double play deck, by the way. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6, double star 3. Ground ball to Delutsky. His range is on a 1-3. That is a 4. He won't make the play. And with that, runners are now on first and second. Repenko will hold at second. Andrew Jones, 1 for 4 with a strikeout and a run. And here is the pitch. Tying run at the plate. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. That is a blank. And that is a 2-1, column 2, row 1, power hit to Posnick. On a 1-2, it's a single. 3-10, it's a double. It's a 2, it's a base hit. Rumpenko will come around to score. It's 5-3 Dodgers. And Foucault will hold. And the reason he scored, the die roll was a 3. Base run rating was so this base run rating was less than the die roll. So that's why he scored. Foucault will hold. He'll go from first to third on a -2. Dodgers cut the game down to a 2-run game. Norma Garcia 1 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. The pitch. 3-1, column 3, row 1, that is a blank. 5-6, column 5, row 6, line drive to Nix. And that is a double play on a 3. Doubles up at second. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on for the Dodgers. The Colorado Rockies take Game 1, and they win with a score of 5-3. Final line score coming right up. So the Colorado Rockies will get the win. Dodgers pick up the loss. Rockies, 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. The Dodgers, 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Yambaldo will pick up the win. Kuroko will get the loss. He'll pick up his 4th straight win. Kuroko will pick up his 2nd loss on the game. No home runs by both teams. Let's take a look at the stats here. Yambaldo Jimenez, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, an ERA of a 2.70. Copa's the last pitcher up, went 1 inning, allowed 3 hits, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 strikeout, an ERA of an 8.35. Kuroda will pick up the loss. He went 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, an ERA of a 3.58. And Chin-Ho Park, the last pitcher up for the Dodgers, 1 inning pitched, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 1.43. That's going to do it for us here at Dodger Stadium, as the Colorado Rockies will improve to 8-5. And the Dodgers will drop to 14-9. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile. And remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up and when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Scooney007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.